Good morning. Take a look at this. What do you see? Exactly. Nothing. I have a goal to create a Terraria world that is so impressive, you'll be in the comments like, oh wow, that's so impressive. And last time I tried to impress you with my tree building skills. And this time, we're moving to the snow. I have quite a few different ideas of what to do in the snow biome, but for this particular episode, I have one main focus. And if you read the title of the video, you probably actually already know what it is, so. The Joy of Painting was a show that ran from 1983 to 1994, where the talented Bob Ross would take us on a step-by-step journey to create beautiful landscapes in just 30 minutes. So today, I thought we'd bring to life one of those said paintings. In Terraria. Just like before starting any art project, you need to prep your canvas. I would know. I am an artist. Ask Bob.
Just beat the devil out of it.
So I got rid of our desert/oasis biome that we had and replaced it instead with an artificial snow biome. Now, even though I did all that prep, we are actually doing the painting on the already existing snow biome that we had because I decided that. And also the artificial snow biome is going to turn into the Ice Kingdom in a later episode. Okay, don't worry about it. Just let's move on. Season 2, Episode 4 begins with Bob Ross telling us a story about how he met a man who told him he couldn't paint due to the fact that he was colorblind. And in response, Bob spent an entire episode showing us that you can indeed paint in the shades of gray. What a guy. And it'll be this exact episode and painting that we'll be using as our reference photo. To start off, I marked where I believed the middle of our canvas would be, and even though Bob naturally starts his painting with the mountains and sky, I thought it would be easier for me to create the foreground and map everything out from there. I thought that would be easier. I thought it wasn't. It wasn't. Oh my gosh, I wish it would stop snowing. I wish it would stop snowing. That would be really cool. That would be really cool. Now this isn't gonna look good for a while, but that's okay. We have to do a few tests. Alright, a few tests. Good thing I have my flying mount, hold on. Yep, so useful, it's super useful. Oh my gosh, I hope everybody can see my vision right now. Truth be told, it's not making that much sense when you look at it. But it's like you have to give it a chance. You know what I mean? And after about 2 hours of giving it a chance, I sort of got it to a place where it looked like a foreground. I moved this down, so I had it up higher before, and it didn't really make sense. I'm also thinking this whole area down here needs to change, but I need like a lighter color. Like this light gray, it's technically white. Like I'm using white, but it's showing up as light gray. Like, what block can I use that will show up white? Because I need to change this whole under part. Needs to turn into like a lighter color. And then this up here is technically the reflection of the mountains. So it looks like it's casting like a darker shadow on the water. But it's technically the mountain reflection. The biggest challenge I was definitely facing was the inability to create as many shades of gray that Bob was able to in his painting. I mean, I'm playing a pixel block game. I don't have access to a paintbrush the way Bob does.
Beat the devil out of it.
And it was getting to me a little bit. Somebody please help me. So this feels like it's about to be more of a map project. It's so freaking dark down here. I'm just gonna put torches for now. We have to figure out what to do. I did for this map-wise, it looks pretty good. This I probably have to fix because honestly it's not even giving a mountain reflection like in the painting. But this is when I started thinking, okay, I'm probably gonna do the reflection of like the trees in the water and the bushes that are up here in the painting. All right, but yeah, I think it'll look pretty decent. Decent, give me this. You're ruining my painting. For the trees, I feel like we're gonna have to rely on walls. We're gonna have to rely on walls for that. But I might attempt to do the mountains for this part. I think we're gonna build up to the height that I think the mountains are gonna go. Now, there's like a really tall mountain. He has some short mountains up front. We're gonna rely on the walls to do our outline as always. And then I think we're gonna use actual blocks for the top half of the mountain on each of them. So again, it would be like cut behind right here and then slope. Okay. Okay, so on this side, this tree actually looks like it's going higher. So I'm gonna make this tree kind of slants. Not that much. This tree kind of slants and it goes up slightly higher, I would say, than this tree over here. Actually, this tree goes taller than the mountain. Because the mountain is so far behind it, it looks like this tree is taller. So that's like the tippy top of the mountain right there. And then it goes down through the tree. Okay. Yeah. So tree. This is also tree. Probably should have changed the color so that I knew it was a tree. Tree. Tip of mountain. Mountain. You guys got all that? So now we're gonna go and we're gonna sketch with this here wall. I forget what it was called for a second. I have the hiccups. All right, break. After finishing the sketch of where the mountains were meant to be, I was back at the original problem, finding blocks and walls that would be the correct shade. However, this time we needed one that would appear pure white. Of course, for the solid blocks, I was planning on painting snow white, but I was really struggling with the idea of which wall was going to actually appear white on the map. So I spent the next 20 minutes testing out multiple different walls, only for them to all appear gray on the map, until I finally remembered White Dynasty wall. Literally has the word white in it. Yeah. So with that all figured out, we can finally get to filling in the mountain. With some of the walls filled in, I started using solid snow blocks on the top of the mountains to really emphasize the peaks of each of them. Now, at this point, you might be asking yourself, Gabby, why aren't you getting actuators? The build would look so much better with actuators. Where's the actuator? And you're right. It would. But do I get actuators? No. And you might be asking yourself, why aren't you getting them? I'll let Bob answer that.
The devil.
I think we should widen our horizons. And the horizons being the mountain. It needs to be wider. Wider! Okay, I need to calm down. I've been doing this for a really long time, if you can't tell. If you couldn't tell, I've been doing this for a really long time. I hear the drums echoing tonight. Okay. Using solid snow up here. Because it's not like I'm going to be walking up here, so I can do that. The only problem is I've been having to see how it's creating literal icicles on here. I have to like bend or get rid of the ledges over here so that icicles don't form, because it'll literally ruin the way it looks. So on the map, it looks like this right now. Kind of cool. What are these white bits right here? I mean, blue. Hello? But yeah, I mean, it's looking like a mountain. I like it. So we're using gray paint on the snow on this end, and then it's white with the background, white background, which is actually looking like a offish white. After another hour or so of building the mountain, I got bored, so I moved on in attempts to build all of the trees in the painting, using a few different unique looking strategies until I ultimately resorted back to the OG strat of throwing leaves around until you make what resembles a tree. Okay, and now all we have to do is like 6 more trees. Let me be the first to say, it is very difficult to maneuver in here, mostly because it's so dark, as you can tell. Actuator blocks, yes, I know. I'm gonna get them. The thing about this build is I do like it on the map. Okay, look at it on the map. I completed the mountains, I did the trees. There's only one thing left to do, and that is this cabin, and then we are donezo. The snow is driving me nuts. But anyway, let's do the cabin. And here it is, all done. You know, this took quite a long time. It probably took longer than it should have. And yeah, if I had actuators, I definitely think that it would have been a lot easier to build, and it definitely would look much sharper. But you know what? It was fun. I actually had fun doing it. I would give this I learned and tried something new out of 10. Pretty good scoring. But for now, I'm pretty proud of what we have created. Don't you think, my flying fish friend? I do think I'm gonna make this the entrance of the like fallout shelter that somebody suggested in the comments. Because, I don't know, number one, that sounds really cool to like do... kind of create like my own like fallout shelter, maybe have an elevator to teleport down into, and it's just a huge bunker area. But anyways, gang, I hope you had a fun painting with me and Mr. Bob Ross. The goal here is to get better at building, or not even get better, I'm gonna be honest, the goal is to just try what I usually wouldn't do, and I definitely don't think I would have built a painting in my Terraria world, but here we are. Thanks for hanging out and painting with us today. It's been fun, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye bye!